Well, congratulations, Broncos fans. You went back to back. The Broncos are the official preseason challenge premiers for 2025 and have done so in pretty dominant style. So, what did we learn? Well, basically, the Broncos do look very good, but we can also just put a line through it because there's no finals footy for you, my Pookie Reece Walsh, this year. The preseason challenge may have claimed the Broncos once again because while the club may be a wild $100,000 richer and can afford some driving lessons for Ezra Mam, the facts do not lie. What facts am I talking about, you beautiful people may be asking? Well, in the 3 years this wonderful spectacle known as the preseason challenge has been running, both the Manly Sea Eagles in 2023 and the Brisbane Broncos last year both missed finals footy. In fact, in a wild rugby league coincidence, both previous preseason challenge winners finished 12th. And respectfully to my Cooper Johns led Manly finals team, neither of them really came close to playing finals footy, let alone looking like a premiership contender. But the preseason challenge doesn't just stop there. In fact, it may get even better because the opposite of winning the preseason tournament is of course having a shocker, coming last and leaving your fans as the laughing stock with no hope of success that NRL season. Both the 2023 Canberra Raiders and in fact the Manly Sea Eagles last year got the unwanted title as the preseason challenge wooden spooners, and you know what happened to both of those teams? They went on to play finals football. In fact, the 2023 Canberra Raiders and the 2024 Manly Sea Eagles both had arguably the best games of their respective final series, which adds in a little bit even more spice. So while the Roosters may look like a bag of at the moment, we can all lock them in for finals footy. And I'm sorry, Broncos fans, you may have Madge, you may have a great roster, but it doesn't change the fact that the facts are the facts are the facts. But if we want to ignore the facts for a second just to give some hope to you Broncos fans, then I do have to admit you guys looked very good in both your preseason trials. The first one against the Titans with a reserve grade side going up against the Titans side that was pretty strong. I'm not going to read into trials too much. To back that up though, against the Bulldogs team, and what was a trial match with pretty much I think both teams at full strength with what they've got available at the moment against the Bulldogs team who did pump the Broncos in a famous win that pretty much sealed the demise of Kevy Walters last year. Reece Walsh looked great. I don't know why he still seems to be the chief playmaker and the chief play kicker over both Ben Hunt and Adam Reynolds. I think that's going to take some time to figure out. They've just announced the re-signing of Tony Stagg, so they're going to have that strike in the backline for a long time. And Selwyn Cobbo, well, I don't think there's any chance of him staying as a Brisbane Bronco now with the Stags extension. It's hard to see him not having a great impact under Madge, especially with him going back to the wing because he also looked great. I'm interested to see how the middle goes throughout the season. Paddy Carrigan looked great at front row, but Paddy Carrigan is going to look great anywhere you play him. I wouldn't mind just starting him at lock and having Haas and Jensen as just big three thick boys in the middle and then bringing on a Kobe Hetherington off the bench. But Madge, and this will shock a lot of you, may know more about rugby league than I do. The Broncos do look far and away the best team from the preseason challenge in 2025. There's a few teams though that don't look so great. Manly lost to a third string Penrith team who couldn't go on the plane to Vegas, but the bright side for Manly is they were missing like their 5 best players. The same cannot be said for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, who have gone down in a pretty big loss to St George Illawarra Dragons in a Charity Shield fixture they usually dominate off the back of losing Cameron Murray and Latrell Mitchell to injuries earlier in the week last week. They would have wanted to see good signs. There was 2 good signs. Jamie Humphries looked great, but that was also at the expense of Dodd, who just doesn't look like he's gelling well with South Sydney at the moment. He's going to be suspended for round 1, so you imagine Humphries gets that first chance at halfback, and to be honest, I think he might just run away and steal that position as his own. And Koloamatangi looks great as well. He is looking so fit, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him back in a New South Wales jersey. The other really disappointing team was the Sydney Roosters. The Roosters are nice. It was probably the one trial match where you got the biggest indication of how the teams are looking going into 2025, just because both are at full strength. And oh boy, the Newcastle Knights put on a training run. That Roosters right edge is looking real rugby league shaky at the moment. I know a lot of people haven't tipped the Roosters to make finals footy in 2025, including me. I think most of us know it's sort of a write-off year for them. While they've got $1 billion in the salary cap, they'll get Joey Manu back and then they'll make some deep run next year. So we'll see how the Chookies go. I think the Dragons had showed great signs. I think the Titans bounced back really well. And now with the Kieran Foran injury, that's going to force the AJ Brimson, Jaden Campbell halves experiment, which could honestly make or break the future of the Gold Coast Titans. So that could be a blessing in disguise, or it could even make the Titans look worse than what they already have been. Outside of that, and including what I said, I'm not going to read too much into trial matches. They're trial matches for a reason. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know if any of you have any hyperbolic changes to your pre-season predictions based on the first 2 weeks of trial match footy. We've got Vegas, Rugby League is officially here, and it's time to get back into the fold of things. Do the big 3, and I'll see you in the next one.